So this is going to be a quick lesson over module 14.1, which is about functions. And we're just going to do kind of an intro to functions here. So the first thing is we've got some vocabulary, and we just need to get on the same page on this. So we're going to be talking about inputs, which are basically X values. So these are the items that we've been talking about before, such as, what is it that the slope is doing to a number? So these are the numbers that are changed by the constant or by the slope, okay? Then we have our outputs, which are really just our Y values. Okay, and these are the results of when I evaluate. So if I am multiplying the X by 5, then the result is going to be the product, okay? And then when we're looking at these relationships, we're going to be calling these things functions. So something is a function when there is exactly one input to each output. And we're going to look at that in 4 different ways, okay? There's going to be 4 different setups that we'll be able to test if something is a function. We're going to look at a set of points, we're going to look at a map, we're going to look at a table, and we're going to look at graphs. So let's start with points, okay? In the first setup here, we have a set of 3 points. And really what we're looking for to see if it's a function is, are any of the X values repeated, okay? Since we know that there's exactly one input or one X value to each output, none of these X values are repeated. This is a function, okay? Then we have a set of these points. We have 1, we have 2, and we have another 2. Because 2 is repeated, this is not a function, right? So pretty straightforward. You look at the list of your X values, look at the list of your X values, not repeated, they are a function. Do repeat, they're not a function, okay? The second way is to look at what's called a map, okay? Now on a map, it's gonna look like there's sort of these 2 sets of these ovals. And again, we are looking to see if there are any inputs that are repeated and that match to more than one output. Well, in this case, I'm going to tell you that the 1 is matched to the 2, the 3 is matched to the 8, and the 7 is matched to the 6. If I translated those and looked at points, I'm going to have a 1 and a 2, I'm going to have a 3 and an 8, I'm going to have a 7 and a 6. And we can see that every input is only used once, so this is a function. Whereas over here, the 0 is going to be matched to the 1, the 2 is matched to the 4, but the 2 is also matched to the 5. We can test this with points, 0, 1, 2, 4, and 2, 5, and we can see that this is not a function. Okay, so again, they're going to give it to you, or we can present these as maps. You can translate the maps to the points, and then you can see if they are or if they are not a function. If you want some more practice on doing this, open up your book to page 419 and look at problems number 4 and 5, and it gives you some more opportunities to practice this. Okay, the third presentation is going to be in these tables. And again, we want to look at these as just sets of points. So in this case, a 5 is matched to a 7, a 10 goes to a 6, a 15 goes to a 15, 20 goes to a 2, 25 goes to a 15, and every input is listed just once. So this is a function. Let's come over here. We've got a 1 matched to a 10, a 5 matched to an 8, a 4 matched to a 6, and a 1 matched to a 4, a 7 matched to a 2. Well, if you notice, this 1 is listed twice. It's matched to a 10 and to a 4. So this is not a function. Okay, and again, if you want some more practice on these, slip on over to page 420, number 7 and 8, and you can practice using the tables to test if it's a function or not. The last way is using a graph. And on a graph, we're going to get to use something called a vertical line test. A vertical line test sounds exactly like it says it is. I'm literally going to draw a series of vertical lines on my graph. If at any point these vertical lines touch more than one point, then it's no longer a function. Notice here, every one of these orange lines only crosses the purple point one time, so this is a function. However, in this graph, when I draw a line here, I pass through more than one point. So this is not a function. Okay, and again, if you want to test this with points, look at what the coordinates of these would be. Let's say the coordinate of this point would be 1, 1. Let's say the coordinate of this point right here would be 2, 1. The coordinate of the point above it would be, for instance, 2, 2. Well, you can automatically see an x is listed more than once, so it's not a function. And again, if you want some more examples of this, open up your book to page 421 and look at number 10. Okay, so this is kind of a straightforward information. Here's how to test whether something's a function or not. I am going to post with this video an extra practice page. It's called 14.1 Reading Strategies. You can print it off and then you can check it with the key that I will also include. This is not for a grade. This is simply for more practice. Okay, take some time, read through these notes, do this practice, and then head on over to HRW to complete the 2 online assignments for this lesson. These online assignments are going to be due by Wednesday evening, and then Thursday you're going to have an additional practice worksheet that'll be due by Thursday evening. Make sure you reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions.